everyone to another Thriving Thursday workshop with Ascending Tribe. So this week we have O'Neal Wyche. Am I saying that correctly, O'Neal?
White.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
No
Yeah, O'Neal Wyche, who's going to be taking us through angel numbers, the universal language. So, O'Neal, would you like to give us a little background into your history, how you founded angel numbers, how you came across your experience, and then kind of get into your presentation?
Sounds great. So, hello everyone. My name is O'Neal Wyche, and I have been an avid follower of angel numbers for about a decade now. A little bit backstory on how I came in contact with these numbers and what gave me this motivation to continue, searching and seeking these numbers meanings and why am I seeing them. I was 30 years old and I had moved back home to Georgia after leaving a Fortune 500 company position as a head designer for an apparel company. And as an artist, there are moments in life where you have to reset because uh, the corporate fashion, corporate any industry is very, very fast paced and it's very stressful. And then you will literally be distracted from your goals, your dreams, getting lost in someone else's dream. So I left to go back down to Georgia, just kind of reset. And during that time, this is when thoughts of moving forward, spiritual growth, personal growth, all of these thoughts started to uh, shower my mind. And so I started to think about where I was in my life, what I really wanted to do, tapping back into connecting with my intuition on the next steps in my path. And I started to see the sequence 19, and then it was 919. And ironically, it's my birth date. But this is how angels numbers show up. They show up um, when there's numbers that you recognize, or a special date, a birthday of a deceased loved one, or birthday of a mother, a friend, or cousin. Any number that means something to you, this is how the universe works. It will tap into what you are most focused on, and then it'll start showering you with these numbers, and in hopes of you being curious about why these numbers are popping up, these repetitive number patterns are popping up. So I dove right into it. And 19, it's all about doors closing and doors are opening, So this was like this moment in my life that I put into motion, like, okay, something is missing in my life. Um, I'm confused about my next steps. And these thoughts then translated into these number patterns, which gave me the message that, O'Neal, you are at the end of a chapter in your life, which is angel number 1. And angel number 9 is doors are closing, but new opportunities are opening up. And then I start to see the 919, and it just got crazy. So if you ever if you've been seeing angel numbers, and if you are wondering if it's a bad omen, or like, okay, am I going crazy? It's really not. It's mainly for you to tap into this universal language, because your guardian angels, your spirit guides, which are deceased loved ones, they want to communicate with you. And for the past 10 years, I started to see uh, various number sequences. And my curiosity is, yeah, I'm just a naturally curious person. So I started diving into these numbers wholeheartedly. Like any number that I would see, I would just look it up. But I want to share with you, when you start to see angel numbers, this is when your true identity is resurfacing. This is showing you that you have a connection with the universe. We all have a connection, but there's a special group of us that are star seeds. If you ever heard of star seed, you have been reincarnated into this physical reality with because you have a divine mission. You have your destined path has already been laid out for you, and because of your connection with the spirit realm, they are guiding you with these numbers. So for me, the last 10 years have been extremely transformative decade for me because these numbers, these messages have literally guided me to where I am right now. I'm an avid follower of numerology, um, esoteric, zodiac, the moon phases. So I'm super tapped into the universe and truly tapping into your intuition. And this is one of those activities or one of those skills that that you would need to cultivate um, the connection with these messages. So I'm just super excited to be able to talk about this because a lot of people are very weary about synchronicity, you know, and but the times that we're living in right now, where we're seeking a higher power, a um, um, higher faith, faith in self, faith in the universe, faith in humanity. And these are what these numbers will then lay out for you and give you guidance. I grew up as a child of Jehovah's Witnesses. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of that religion. It's a Christian religion, and it's very cult like Christianity. And it was very, very difficult growing up in this religion because we were literally isolated and we had to read the Bible every day. And then we had to go out in field service where we knock on doors to spread the message of the Jehovah's Witnesses. Um, but as a young kid, I was still very curious. I'm like, you know, something about this doctrine doesn't really sit well with my intuition, with my heart. There, in every religion, there are facts about the universe. There are facts about, like virtues, um, sharing, loving one another, serving humanity. All of these things. But I was still very curious and I wanted to continue to learn more about spirituality. So I went on this journey, this soul mission journey of finding out what I believe was true to me. And that's when angel numbers stepped in and started to guide me. And now anything I ask for, any thoughts that I have before I even speak them, the numbers will pop up to guide me or to give me counsel on what I should do to move forward to stay on track of my divine mission, my soul purpose, my life's purpose. So that's a little bit about my background and how I found angel numbers. And I would like to go a little bit deeper into what these numbers actually mean and the components to how you can receive these messages. Yes. So I want to start. Okay, can everyone see the screen? Because I'm just gonna just go for it. All
Yeah,
right.
we can see. And it was a
All right.
perfect background as well. It was like really, really interesting to hear about
Uh,
your experiences.
Thank you, thank you. And I just want to say before I get started, like everyone's experience with angel numbers will be different, because of usually when we're going through troubled times, right? When we're confused about our path, when we've got off track from our destined path, this is when these numbers will start showing up. And so angel numbers, this is when your angels are sending you messages in the form of these number sequences, and using the vibrational frequencies. that the numbers embody to carry these the guidance and the counsel, right, from the heavens or the celestial realm down to our human experience. So, like I was saying earlier about the numbers, they usually show up at the most random time doing you while you're doing the most mundane things, right? You could be driving, you could be washing the dishes, you could be folding clothes, whatever you're doing. This is when these numbers will show up. And these numbers are carried from our guardian angels, the ascended masters, and ascended masters, which I'll talk about a little bit later. They are also part of your team. So you have your spirit guides, you have your archangels, your angels, and your guardian angels, along with the ascended masters. So every spiritual being in the celestial realm are here to answer and guide you through this physical existence that we're living in right now. We're our intuition, our third eye, our soul. This is the true essence of who we are. That's why if you've been, following spirituality, it's always tapped into positive thoughts, your intuition, what you think, because the universe and energy only identifies with the vibration. So if it's a negative vibration, then the universe will give you just that, and the same for positive. So that's why it's always, these memes or these phrases about always be positive, be positive. But now you understand, like, the reason why is because the universe literally taps into the vibration that you're giving out and then will grant you what you're thinking about. So it's important to be super, super careful about your thought process. And with these angel numbers, you will see how they jump in those moments to that remind you of your thoughts and remind you that you are capable of transforming your thoughts and from a negative to a positive vibration. So um, angel numbers are here to lead us in a happy and fulfilling life. Your angels, the universe, your spirit guides, deceased loved ones, they only want to see you happy, and they know what will make you happy. But in this physical reality that we live in, there's so many distractions. There's so many responsibilities, obligations that we take on that will distract us away from our path or lead us to our divine path. So it's important that we tap into these numbers. I was just saying about ascended masters. So these are enlightened beings that have past incarnations, um, but they were ordinary humans before. And they went through a series of spiritual transformations called initiations, right? And ultimately, once they ascend, they are literally helping humanity move forward and to raise our vibrations up um, to the universe. And this is about increasing of our awareness, our self-awareness, the outer what we perceive in the outer world, and and understanding how the world works, right? And then also at the same time learning how the universe works, the celestial realm works. um, Luckily for us here, who's ever here in this space right now, um, you are interested in knowing more about angel numbers. And so the spirit realm is acknowledging that, and they're going to start sending you more synchronicities. So here are just a few of the ascended masters, although there's many ascended masters. But here's a few that maybe you've heard of or that you know of, like Jesus Christ, the mother Mary, Buddha, Gandhi, Mother Teresa. And if you know about these these spiritual beings, uh, they were here to, uh, on their own mission, right? Which was to tap into the spirit realm and then um, bring messages to us in a way that we can interpret them or we can understand them by their actions. You know, growing up for me in a Christian religion, Jesus Christ was always uh, the one that, you know, that saved us all, and he died for our sins, and you know, uh, same for like Buddha, you know, and Buddhism, you know, this is a being that has gained the spiritual awareness and have went through this ascension, this process that we're all currently going through right now of being self-aware, and listening to our inner voices and following the counsel of the heavens. So, guardian angels. Now, this is really exciting. Guardian angels, I believe, and through my research, I've come to find out that every human being that is born is assigned a guardian angel. And this guardian angel will be by your side throughout your entire life. And your guardian angel is like a liaison between the heavens and the physical world, the earth, right? And they are the ones that are interpreting the messages and bringing them to you in whatever way, in whatever medium, whatever synchronicity they could possibly do. Just think of your guardian angels as like an assistant, you know, that's been with you your entire life, that knows who you are, that knows what you think, that predicts what you're gonna do before you do it, and they ultimately know what you really want out of life and what will make you happy. So they are working tirelessly to send you the messages through angel numbers, and through other synchronicities, spiritual synchronicities, or spiritual frenzies, to get your attention. So here it says angels created by God that are assigned to protect and guide a particular person, group, or nation. So guardian angels can also govern or guide a group of people. And this is when we're evoking our angels, we're evoking our spirit guides, right? You're literally calling them into existence to help you, to guide you. So it's all about the intent, your intention behind evoking your guardian angels um, into your life to then guide you. And again, angel numbers is the universal language because this is something very, very similar to the Bible. I mean, I'm just thinking about examples of physical things that we can compare to, like, give you a visual of what these angel numbers are. I literally look at this, at angel numbers, as my life's Bible, right? Where I could go in and get the counsel according to the numbers. So, how to identify and use angel numbers. So, as I was saying earlier, you could be doing the most mundane things, right? And this number pops up. You could be driving, you see this number. Angel numbers show up on receipts, right? Important legal documents, license plates, um, your phone. I mean, obviously, your phone, when you look down at the time, it's interesting how you would look at the time and it will always be that number. And you feel like, oh my God, this number is haunting me. But no, it's like, I'm trying to get your attention. Like, could you look me up? Could you just, you know, do some research and find out what this number is? You know, because once you do that, you will see, if you're being honest with your inner self, and that's part of connecting with the angel number, is being honest with your thoughts. Whatever you're thinking about, good or bad, again, your guardian angels know this and they will send you a number to get you back on track. So Angel numbers are connected with thought. And what has helped me is there's a book by Dorian Virtue. Dorian Virtue is a numerologist. She's channeled messages from the spirit realm for 3 or 4 decades. And most numerologists go to her for guidance. And she wrote a book called Angel Numbers. And I will give it to you, Alexandra, maybe at the end or something, so you could buy it, because this book has changed my life when it comes to um, getting the guidance from the number quicker. Sometimes you may be driving and you can't, search that number, but it's always good to just have a pen and a notebook, or a pen and paper, or write it on the back of a receipt. However you need to document this number, make sure you write it down, so that, later you could go back and check it out. But it's important to remember what you were thinking about in that moment you saw that synchronicity, because that number is attached to that thought process. Maybe you were thinking about a how you were going to plan out an event, or how to work through a disagreement with someone, or something that may seem impossible to do, but you were thinking about it. If that number pops up, go and check it out and get the guidance, because there is love, encouragement, support. Because that's what angel numbers are. It's all about encouragement. It's all about love. It's all about support, and also warnings. Angel numbers will warn us when we are getting off track of our divine mission, our life's purpose, and they guide us in an encouraging way, because they know our talents, they know our skills, our interests, our passions. So they will send you a message that will realign you with your thoughts, or to give you the answers to your prayers or your cries for help. Um, so these numbers here, I wanted to talk about these numbers because these are master numbers. They're also angel numbers, but the reason why they call them master numbers is because they carry a higher vibration. And so many of you may have been seeing 1111, right? 111, 222, or 333. These are common numbers that will show up, and they all have very distinct, unique attributes to them. So I'm going to go on to here to just show you kind of some of the attributes of 11, which is master intuitive. So this is tapped into your intuition. Spiritual illumination will show up when you see these numbers. A channel to your subconscious, which is your emotional consciousness, right? It also gives you insight without rational thought. Our subconscious can be rational at times, but this insight is kind of like your imagination. It allows you to dream big without any parameters, right? It's sensitive, but it's sensitive because it's tapped into your subconscious, which is emotional, right? Where this is where we dream. This is the space where we dream. This is the space where we allow ourselves to dream big, right? So if you're ever seeing angel number 11, I always recommend taking a moment and just closing your eyes um, and start to pray, right? Pray for whatever it is that you need. If there's guidance, if there's answer to your prayers, if it's some a nugget that will help you move forward in your plans and your goals, this is the time to meditate and make a wish. 1111 is the same. If you see 1111, take a moment and make a wish, or ask for guidance, or summon your angels, summon your guardian angels, summon one of your archangels. There was a time for me where I was seeking protection. So I summoned the Archangel Gabriel because Gabriel is all about protection. And so when these numbers come up, start to use all the mediums you can to evoke the specifics of what you're asking for. So anytime you see 11 or 1111, it is a energetic gateway that has opened up for you to connect directly with the spirit realm. All right. 22. 22 is the master builder. If you are seeing 22, 222, this is all about big ideas, expansive plans, idolism, leadership, self confidence. This number is all about ambition and building structures or institutions or a new way of thinking for future generations benefit, right? So if you're currently working on or you've been thinking about starting a new business, you have this project or this idea in your mind that you've just been thinking about and just been happening, it just pops up. And and then you're seeing the 22. This is the number that will propel you forward with those plans. It's all about building for future generations benefit. And especially during this time right now, there are a lot of um, new ideas. A new way of thinking has resurfaced in our world. And if you are thinking about starting something and it seems big, don't be afraid of it, especially if you're seeing 22 or 222, because this is literally telling you that you are aligning with your mission, which is to build these structures or to build this new way of thinking. So continue with these big ideas, start mapping them out when you see 22, because this energy will then help you move forward into that. All right. um, 33, this number, I feel like a lot of people have seen this number a lot lately. 333, 33, right? This is the master teacher. This number is not focused on personal ambition and personal gain. This is all about spirituality, right? Anything dealing with uh, gaining more spiritual awareness. Um, Serving humanity, uplifting humanity by serving, uh, by providing a service to humanity, to the world, to your community, to society. And this number is filled with devotion. Devotion is just faith, 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 faith in yourself, faith in humanity, faith in others, and ultimately faith in your dream, right? Faith in yourself that you can become spiritually awake, going through your spiritual awakening. You can spiritually ascend to the next level in your life. And ascension is really, it comes down to you're moving out of one phase of your life into a new one, right? So it's pretty much, I always like to look at it as um, I'm going to have this huge celebration, this going away farewell celebration um, uh, from the last chapter, the previous past, right? The last chapter that I just finished, and moving into a new phase. And during this phase, your thought process starts to change, right? Things that used to matter to you don't really matter anymore. People, the people that you're around, friends, that circle of friends that you had, maybe that's shifting as well. You know, the things you think about, the conversations that you desire to have. Uh, all this is that shift. And usually, when you're on that shift of ascension, 33 will show up. 333 will show up. And 333 is literally you are connected to the ascended masters. and they are guiding you right now, right? So anytime you see 33333, it's literally your angels are right there in the wing, waiting to assist you with anything that has to do with your spiritual awakening, right? Your spiritual awareness, um, spiritual growth. Again, this number here has nothing to do with personal ambition or personal goals. The 22 and 222 are more for that thinking. 33 is all about your inner faith, moving through obstacles, optimism, using the assistance of the angelic realm to assist you to move forward on your destined path. Okay. All right. So that is the end of the slide. So how do I get back to, oops, sorry.
You can just click stop sharing screen.
There we go. I'm so sorry. Okay. So I want to share a little bit more about guardian angels, just to kind of wrap up the information about guardian angels. So your guardian angels communicate with you because they feel that you're going off path, right? So they use these angel numbers to communicate with you and discuss anything that's in your thought process at the moment. You know, it's important that we identify or believe that that we have guardian angels. It's important that we believe that we have archangels. It's important that we believe that our spirit guides, like our deceased loved ones that have passed on, are still helping us um, get through this physical existence that we're living in right now. So your spirit guides, ascended masters, and your guardian angels are part of your angelic army, as I like to call it. It's an angelic army that's always ready to fight for you, always ready to calm you, encourage you, and love you. Okay. Um, so, oh, there's some questions here. Actually, if you don't see it, doesn't mean you're not ascending
You can
somewhere.
come to those after if you want.
Yeah. All right. So I want to talk a little bit about some of the repetitive numbers that I've been seeing that I feel like everyone's been seeing lately, which is those three digits, which is 111, 222, 333, 444, 555, and the list goes on, right? It goes up to 999. So I've spoken about 111, 222, 333, but 444 is a very important number, and 44. That number has been showing up a lot lately, right? And 44, right? 44 is not considered a master number. But for me personally, I feel like it is one because it's a very rare angel number. This number is called the master healer. This number is here to heal us. If we are distracted or we're overwhelmed or, you know, because of this huge idea, this big mission that you have, we all know or will soon know what our divine mission is. Right now, we're just moving in an intuitive way, right? Like, okay, this is the next right step. Okay, this step is the right step. So this is what's happening right now. And you're going to see 44 a lot because your angels, your guardian angels, again, your spirit guides. I like to keep saying this because it's important that all of these entities, these spiritual entities, are working at the same time together to send you the divine guidance that you're seeking. And 44 and 444 is as if your angels are around you to like to hug you and to pass on encouragement, right? And to answer or assist you with any questions, any answers you need And it's a very, very powerful number. So it is here to heal us. It's here to transmute these negative thoughts, this negative energy that you may have currently. When you see that number, this is a reminder for you to transmute this negativity in something positive. And what I was saying yesterday on my live, I was saying about the word optimism, right? I feel like optimism is that pivot in your thought process where you think about it as, okay, this hurdle, this wall that just popped up, this distraction, um, this is a moment where you use your optimism, right, to ask yourself, okay, so how what am I supposed to learn from this, right? Well, how can I use my intuition to move past or go around or go through it or jump over it, right? And when you ask yourself these questions, like, what is the lesson I'm supposed to learn here? This will automatically shift your vibration into an um, optimistic plane where you're able to get yourself out of it, right? And 444 is a great time to do that. Like for me, I've had an experience where I was trying to figure out a solution to a problem, and 44 or 444 popped up. And so I acknowledged it and I'm like, okay, yes, how can I change my thought process? Okay, let's fix the problem. Let's come up with ideas of how to fix it. And then I prayed with the number in mind, and all the answers start coming in, or ideas of ways to do it. People popped up into my intuition. And if you follow those messages, those insights that you receive, this is literally how you get out of it, whoever popped up in your head in that moment, you were thinking you should have called them or you should call them, right? Or reach out, send a text just to say hi. And you will be surprised that they are connected to that synchronicity as well. They may not know that they are, but they have a message for you. I'm not sure if any of you here have had friends of yours call you and say, I saw you in a dream, my dream last night. And you were doing whatever it was that you were doing, or maybe it was a conversation or something. These are the moments where um, you check that phone. Okay, I do this a lot. It's become like this muscle in me when synchronicities happen. I want to see the time of day it is, because this number has significance. And even if it's not a number that you would normally see, right, it could be a new number. This is where you start to broaden your horizons and broaden your mind into thinking, okay, now that I've tapped into these angel numbers and I see these synchronicities, these are not the only numbers that are out there. And these are not the only numbers that my guardian angels, my spirit guides, the ascendant masters are sending me. So let me be curious about these other numbers that happen during a different synchronicity. I'm just thinking of different ways that, in my experience, that these numbers have happened. Also, I just thought of one, if you've ever woke up out of your sleep around 3, 4 a.m. in the morning, right? And you're wondering why. I always, I don't go back to sleep because I know that there's something that I need to do. There's a message that I need to receive. There's maybe something I need to write down. If you wake up and you remember parts of your dream, or there's numbers that pop up into your dream, get a pen, a post-it, or whatever, write that down. But once you do that, put your feet on the ground, right? Put your feet on the floor to ground yourself, right? So that you are aware that you're awake, and then go into a meditative state. And if you wake up around 333 or 444, these are two major moments where you could literally Put yourself in a meditative state and ask for guidance, ask for answers, ask for whatever it is that is on your mind. If you're confused, if you're upset, if you're just in a low vibration, take these moments and use these angelic numbers, these messages to guide you and transmute this negative energy. Because what we do not want is for our negative thoughts to actualize in the physical world. Because we are not in control of how they are created in the physical world. And it could truly throw you off track if they show up, right? But always remember, no matter if you're seeing angel numbers at that moment or not, you are already tapped in. You know, you are a star seed. You are an enlightened being that was born at the time you were born to be here right now because you have a mission. And your angels know that you do. So always try to create this muscles, kind of like working out, you know what I mean? Or starting something new or quitting something that wasn't working for you. This is where you use that muscle to build the connection between angel numbers and when to look them up or when to write them down. Um, for me, what I've been doing lately, just to kind of, you know, raise it a little bit further up the vibration, is to write my thoughts down. Journaling is great, you know. Journaling is great, but journaling with angel numbers is even greater. If you're journaling and there's a number that when you check your phone or you look up and you see a number on a license plate or a mailbox or whatever when you're journaling, write that number down as well, right next to whatever you were writing. And you will really, you'll start to see how all of this is connected. We are all connected to the spirit realm. Um, and, but we can identify in different mediums. Angel numbers for me is a medium that guides me, and I know that it guides me. And if you feel like this, like angel numbers are just popping up everywhere for you, this is your time of initiation. This is your time to tap into the spirit realm because they want to communicate with you, and they always want to communicate with you. You just have to be mindful and open to receiving the guidance. I would say sometimes just keeping it real. There's times when I receive numbers and I look them up and I may not personally be ready to receive that message right now. You know what I mean? Although I read the message and I can connect it to that thought. But do not be hard on yourself. I'll say that. During this transition, these transformations in your life. And know that the spirit realm, your guardian angels, your spirit guides there, they understand how hard living in this physical reality can be. They understand the challenges that come along with actualizing your dreams and making and becoming happy. But what they want you to do is to do your part, which is through your actions, through your thoughts, and they will take care of the rest for you. So our responsibility as enlightened human beings in this physical reality is to connect with spirit and use these messages that we receive to either get back on track, to raise our vibration higher, or to serve humanity. Um, and how am I doing on time there? I'm doing good.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Okay, so one more thing before I start the Q&A. Um, if you're seeing numbers that are 4 digits, right? The best way to get the messages from those is to first use the first 3 numbers and then add the fourth number, right? So just say it is 4242, right? Let's just give an example. You would look up 424 and then add the 2, right? Onto that. And I'll just give you an example of one. So if you're seeing the number 2048, right? 204 is God and the angels ask for your patience, right? Stay filled with faith that your prayers have been heard and are answered. And then you add the 8 on the end of that, which is all about financial abundance is coming your way. So you come up with the God and the angels ask for your patience, stay filled with faith that your prayers have been heard and answered. Financial abundance is coming to you now. So for me, I've seen numbers with 5, 6, 7 digits before. You know, there's times when I break them down into 3, but usually it's always you start with the first 3 digits and then add on the other digits onto that. You know, if there's ever a number like 422, check the angel number 4 and then use the master number 22, because when the numbers repeat like 222, it literally, the vibration of the number, it becomes more intense. And this could be a sign that your angels are like really knocking on the door. They're knocking on your door, they're ringing your doorbell, they're honking the horn, they're like trying to get your attention, because they know that this information, this guidance, this support, this love or encouragement is something that you need right now, you know? So work with them, work with the spirit realm. This is why you have been chosen as an enlightened being, to work with the spirit realm and actual and use your intuition to dream big and to imagine things and create them in a tangible way that will then benefit you and will also serve humanity.
Thank you so much. Your
Yeah.
presentation was amazing, and I have to say that your voice, your vocal vibration is so soothing. It kind of puts me into like a meditative state. Like, you know, like when someone's massaging you or stroking you, like that's what your voice does to me.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Alex. I love that.
So like the presentation was incredible. Thank you. Yeah, Chloe's nodding her head there. She knows, she feels it as well. Yeah, the presentation was incredible. I really, really appreciate the breakdown. I have a lot of questions to ask. However, I want to open up the floor to other people to ask first. So if you have any questions for O'Neal, please come off mute, or you can write your question in the chat box below.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'm going to ask my questions.
Okay.
So
Ready.
I'll see who goes. Well, I'll just go first. I'll start it off. So one of my questions, like you were talking about intuition in the beginning, how can we enhance our intuition? How can we strengthen that?
Intuition. Oh, wow. Yes. What I will say, like using these moon phases, all right. You know, we just we just left from a new moon, and the moon is still, you know, vibrating. It's still on its backside. So it's about renewal and planting seeds for the future and things like that. So I use the moon phases to um, consciously help me tap into my intuition further. Uh, there's always this little voice in the back of your mind that's always guiding you. And usually we just kind of push it to the side because it's like something we don't really want to hear right now, but it's usually the right way to go. Um, I do a lot of crystal work, candle work, gazing at the flame. These are some of my personal practices that I use. Um, Gazing at the flame, um, removing like those thoughts, like because your intuition is not a negative thing. It doesn't breathe negativity. We have been conditioned to not follow our intuition. So it's about recalibrating our minds to listening to that voice. So like stargazing, candle flame gazing, meditation is a big part of it as well. Like grounding yourself, like uh, energy cleansing has also worked for me with tapping into my intuition more, because my intuition, our intuition, um, is, if you can just visualize your younger self, right? Your child self, your younger Alex, right? Um, she was always uh, honest, right? She knew who she was, you know, and visually for me, tapping into my younger self and listening to my younger self is a way that I'm able to raise my vibration and listen to my inner voice more. Um, what else? What else have I used? Going to the water. Being close to a body of water is transformative, you know, because I'm just thinking of tangible ways that we could just locate it. Um, so going to a body of water, being next to a beach, this is where your like your senses are being renewed. You know, your brain starts to calm down, right? It releases all of the debris within your brain and your mind's eye and clears that so that you can literally hear your inner voice talking to you. So these are some ways that I've been able to tap more into my inner voice. Um, Also through conversation with others. I feel like when I'm having a conversation with someone else, my intuition is talking, is literally answering the questions, literally answering them. So it's just a matter of quieting out the ego, because the ego is where all those doubts and fears come from. You know, like the ego would say, now you know you did that before and it didn't work out. You're gonna do it again? This is what you shouldn't listen to. Your intuition will be like, no, go for it. Just do it. You know, just don't think too much about it. Because when you were younger, you didn't really think too much about what you were doing because the past didn't matter and the future didn't matter either. The only thing that mattered was the present. And your intuition is only tapped into the present moment. That's why it's always that phrase of like, live in the moment, be present. This is because your intuition is and only lives in the present moment. Yeah.
I love that. Thank you so much. It really resonated with me what you were saying about water and fire gazing, because these are the two that I'm really drawn to as well. Like I get so much clarity when I'm in water, like in even in the shower in the morning. That's when all my clarity comes to me. I love fire gazing. That is another one. Yeah, I need to get back onto that as well. Haven't lit a candle in a little while, but yeah, I love doing that. The other numbers that you said previously, like 8 is my number and 44, I've been seeing those everywhere. And just during this talk just now, I looked at my phone and the end like time said 28 and my percentage was on 28%. And I
Uh-huh.
see that so much, like that always happens to me quite a lot. I did just look it up, but I don't know how relevant it is.
Of 8?
28.
Oh, 28.
Yeah.
So good thing. This angel numbers, the angels explain the numbers of 111444 and other angel numbers by Dorian Virtue. This is you can get it on Kindle, and it literally has 0 to 999 in it, up to 1,000. And it you can put it on your phone, and anytime you need to check it, it's just a little. It doesn't tell you everything about the number because you know numbers, they have so many different meanings, right? Um, but this guide will just kind of help you understand what this number means in that particular moment so you can continue with that thought process or to higher that vibration. But to answer your question, Alex, 28, angel number 28 is have faith in the abundance of the universe. Prosperity is materializing for you. as you continue to persevere. So that's an amazing number. Okay, 28. And that's actually the number I was going to post today. But these eights is all about abundance, Alex. Like anytime you see an eight, just know that prosperity and abundance is coming your way because of your hard work, your diligence, your determination to make your dreams come true. And that's what I was talking about before, Alex, about um, doing your part and allowing the angelic realm to handle the rest for you. So this is just a little wink from the universe telling you, like, continue what you're doing, Alex. You're on the right track. You are aligned with your divine mission, your life purpose. Just stick with it, and those monetary desires, that happiness you're seeking from being fulfilled uh, through the work that you're doing. So this is an amazing number. I'm happy for you. This is
That
good.
resonates. Oh my God, that resonates so much. Yeah, thank you so much. So like Sarah has a question in the chat here. So with the master numbers, does this relate to life path numbers? Because like in the life path numbers, you have like the master number. Does this relate?
Yes, it can relate. It actually relates if your life path number is um, an angel number that you've been seeing. Okay, you know, it again, it raises the vibration of it, and then your life path number is really just describing who you are, right? Describing your characteristics, your personality. Um, tell you things about yourself that you probably didn't know about yourself, but then you think back, you're like, yeah, I do that. You know what I mean? Like, um, but if your life path number correlates with any of the numbers, angel numbers that you've been seeing lately, then it heightens the vibration, and it kind of like just wraps it up for you as okay, 222 and 22, wait, 222 that you've been seeing, and then 22 is your life path number. Um, it literally just, uh, how can I say it? Um, it kind of puts a blueprint of your life in front of you, literally. So, yes, it does correlate together. That's for sure.
Perfect. And oh, go on, Chloe.
I was just going to ask, what does hi, nice to meet you.
Hi,
The
hi.
presentation was really good as well. I agree, it was awesome. For the life path number, I know mine's 4, but I don't know what that means. Do you know
Life
much
path
about
number
that?
4. Okay, so what I will do is look that up for you. I have a book here, by the way. Like I have books and books of numbers. I'm constantly writing numbers and books out, in books. So,
I love that.
uh, angel number 4 is all about like justice and stability, right? Um, and it's about keeping the stability in your life. These divine energies represent the foundation on which your life is built, and the rules that are govern your day-to-day living. Um, this relates to like limitation uh, and boundaries that you need to establish for yourself. And your angels are offering you love, support, and encouragement, and also inner strength, um, so that you could do what you need to do to achieve your goals, right? It's all about being diligent and proficient in everything that you do. Also, 4 is all about being simplistic and practical with your goals and your thoughts, right? Sometimes we just want to go ham at it, just like my dream is big and I'm just going to stay in this imaginary world because this is how it happens. Um, and I want to say something about intuition too, because it came up to me. Intuition is where you will receive all of that guidance from, right? It's already within you right now. So it's important to be practical and patient with the process, right? And this patience will allow you to um, increase or to make your inner wisdom stronger, because now you have trust in the universe. You trust the universe enough to know, like, okay, I'm doing too much. Let me just dial it back and keep it simple until I'm able to like really skyrocket. You know, the angelic realm would like you to just keep a steady pace, do small things in big ways or big things in small ways with patience to move forward. Um, Now, your life path number, it literally correlates with this as well. It's all about inner strength, right? You have inner strength. You give love constantly. You give it without even thinking about it. You know, that's who you are. Um, it also represents like divine order and support to achieve your goals. The universe is always with you, Chloe, and they're always working in your favor. But they ask for you to become more organized, um, and and this will help you manage your time a bit wisely. You know, what else we have here? Follow the long-term more challenging.
That's really cool.
Okay.
I was born at 4 o'clock as well.
Wow. AM?
PM.
PM. Okay. I'm curious to know your lunar calendar. That's interesting. Um, One more thing about angel number 4 is it's asking you to take the more challenging road. No shortcuts. Because this is how you will receive the experience you need through these challenging moments and experiences. This is the experience that you will use to when you hit that plateau in your dream and your manifestations where things won't really bother you anymore. You're just like, oh, I've seen this before. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna go and take the high road this time. So it's all about trusting in yourself and growing your connection with the spirit realm. Yes.
Thank you so much. That was really cool. Thank you.
You're welcome, Chloe.
Did anyone else have any more questions for O'Neal before I jump back in again? So I want to quickly ask you, I've been seeing a lot recently, the double numbers or the mirror numbers. So like, you know, during the time, for example, 1919 or 2020, you know, 1010. What does it mean when we see the double, and what they call double numbers, mirror numbers?
Mirror numbers, double numbers, yes. Again, it's literally similar to like a 222 or 4444. It's just that the vibration of that particular number, the 10, right, or the 19, is it's a higher vibration on this number. This is when your angelic realm is usually, I believe, that is usually your spirit guides or your guardian angels, because those are the ones that are the closest to you. They are trying to get your attention with this number and what that number means, right? So just say like, 1919. If you've seen 1919, 19 is all about doors. Doors are closing, but new doors are opening for you. Like a chapter is closing out, a new chapter is starting. So the 1919 is literally like, let's get with it. Like, it's time to do it right now. Because sometimes the angels will send messages through these angel numbers and say, you know, you must start now. You start really getting into it. Because it may be like there's some doubt there, right? Or some fear, some underlying debris that doesn't work with your more enlightened self now, because we're always, every moment we're growing spiritually. We're learning new things spiritually, being more enlightened every single moment of our life. So these double numbers are like, okay, I know that you know what this means, or I know that you've been working hard at it, but I need you to go harder, or to do, or to clear your schedule, to finish out all of those unfinished projects so you can focus on your soul mission. Yeah.
That resonates so much. Yeah, that was one of the numbers I was seeing really recently, is 1919. And then obviously I saw the 2828 today. So yeah, it like resonates.
Yeah, that 19, I'll say 19. Like I was saying earlier about, I started to resonate with angel numbers through my birthday, which is September 19th. 919, right? And it just kept coming up and coming up and coming up. But I had already made the decision to change my life in that moment. Like when I left New York and came back to Georgia, I had already set everything in motion. So it was just like, okay, we're just gonna just clarify and not clarify, confirm that you're on the right track or on the right path by showing you this number. Yes, that door has closed. The one you just left, it closed. So this is a new door. So be open to new opportunity. Be open, like your heart has to be open, your mind has to be open to receiving these new opportunities. Because if it's not, you're gonna miss them. You know, we, I feel like we as human beings, we're so distracted by what's going on in the physical world, and that is the mission of these distractions, are to keep us at a very low vibrational state. So we're not thinking with our intuition. We're not listening to our inner voices. We're we're listening to our ego. We're following our ego, which is filled with fear and doubt. And this is what the programming is giving us when we look at, whatever, I mean, when we open our phones, they're there, they're everywhere. But this is literally those moments where we have to tap into that intuition and follow follow our path, even if we're by ourselves, on this path. Yeah.
I love that. Thank you.
Thank
And
you.
in the beginning, you mentioned that we each have a personal guide.
Yes.
I know that you mentioned that we have multiple guides and there are angels around us, but we have like a personal guide that always stays with us from the moment we incarnate here.
Yes.
How do we get to know that guide? How do we get to feel that guide and really truly understand who and what that guide is, I guess?
That's a really good question. Well, on my journey with guardian angels and researching guardian angels, the way that I have been able to tap into my guardian angel is by giving it a name. Okay. I think it's important that we identify with it um, in a personal way so that we can start talking to, our guardian angel um, in complete dialogue. And then once you start this conversation, this continual conversation with your guardian angel that you've given a name, um, this and through your meditation, through uh, flame gazing, when you're in the shower, like in these moments where your intuition is super, super high, where you're allowing yourself to receive messages, talk to your guardian angel, and then your guardian angel will start talking back to you. Um, I know this is kind of broad, but every person has their own individual, their own personal guardian angel. So it's up to you to make your guardian angel more real, right? By identifying, giving it a name, um, talking directly to your guardian angel, even if you do not know that. We can't. We only have these eyes to perceive, right? We can't literally see the angelic realm. We can only use our intuition, our third eye to do that. So think of it as a pen pal, or think of it as a really good friend, imaginary friend in your head. And these are ways that I was able to tap into mine. And then through synchronicity, I found out my guardian angel's name, like real name, But this is um, a personal journey into identifying with your guardian angel. Yes, we all have them, but the higher the higher you go in vibration, the higher your ascension, the closer you'll get to identifying with your guardian angel and its name. Because there's so many angels. There's so many angels out there. And I'm glad you brought this up because like archangels, let's think about it, like Archangel Gabriel or Jophiel, like um, each archangel has an army of angels, right? Because these angels are helping the whole world, right? And this is why it's so important for us when if and when you wake up around 2, 3, 4 in the morning. This is when the vibration is so extremely high because no one's awake. No one's praying for something. No one's asking for things as it is during the day. Like right now, maybe like everyone's praying, everyone's asking for something. So it takes a little bit longer for your the angels to assist you. Um, but during these twilight hours, this is when you can directly speak with them. And this is the time when I connected with my guardian angel. And through few synchronicities, through my research, um, and just being open-minded. I think it's just like it's so important when it comes to angel numbers, being so open-minded, and being open-minded meaning like your imagination is on the highest level where you're not stumped by practicality in the physical world, right? When we're in our using our imagination, we could create anything, right? And then we could literally bring it back into the tangible world if we choose to. But this is that's the space of where you will be able to identify with your guardian angel. But I recommend giving your guardian angel a name, and in your highest intuitive moments, create dialogue. Ask them who their name is. What would you like to be called? This is the communication, and they will show up. They will show you, and you will be the only one that knows. And it's a personal relationship. Yeah.
That's perfect. That resonates a lot because for me, I've always felt that it's my dad's mum who I never met because she left
Mm.
here before. But so I never actually felt her energy physically, but for some reason I've always known her energy. And I always feel like she's my personal guide because I've felt her through things. And yeah, so I know G's got a question. G, do you want to come off mute and ask your question? Oh, you're typing. My life path
Oh,
number is 6, which I don't like because of the association with 666 and the devil, but I've been seeing the numbers 666 or 66 a lot recently. Could you offer me light on this for me, please? Can I just say one thing, that 6 has always been my favorite number, and I don't know why.
I love 666 as well. I know
me
it's
too.
scary, but I like it.
But you know what? 666 has a bad rep. But like I was saying earlier, all angel numbers are good numbers. They come with love and encouragement and guidance. Um, Warnings, yes, but warnings are not negative. Warnings are like, oh, I want this warning. Like warn me because sometimes I'm not clear enough to see it, with these eyes. So bring the warnings on, But 666 has a bad omen, because of like superstition, and what I was talking about before of all this programming, right, that we have to just dispose of so that we can raise our vibrations higher. But 666 is all about reflection. It's a time to wake up to your higher spiritual self. So it can come into your life as a warning, right? Where it's time for you to go into introspection, you know, take some time to reflect on your thoughts and your goals and the path that you're on. Um, and it's also just a moment for you to just wake up out of this state of mind, right? You know, when you're ascending or when you become more when you're on your spiritual journey, because we're all on a spiritual journey to ascend, like the ascended masters. You know what I mean? This is why Gandhi or Buddha and Jesus, like they came here with ways to help us move forward in this physical reality. So 666, uh, it's all about balance and healing. This is a time to heal, G. Like, um, any fears, any concerns about material supply that you have, it's about being open to receiving the help from the spirit realm. So, from humans and the angels, you know. So 666 is just all about reflection. It's not a bad omen at all. I promise you.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
Yeah, I
yes.
hope that helps.
I hope so.
She
I
said,
wish I could go on further with it. I mean, these numbers, like I was saying, I'm sorry, Alex, but these numbers, it goes, it's so many um, meanings, and they all associate with each other. And just so you know, I have a angel number calculator on my website, and this calculator, you literally put in your first and last name, your birth date, the angel numbers, the numbers that you've been seeing popping up, and then just your interests, your passions, your goals, and things like that. You put that in there, and then within 48 hours, I'll put together a summary of these synchronicities and just kind of literally write everything down for you, so you could either move past the preconditioned thoughts of what this number means because of what we've heard from whatever, like 13, right? 13, there's no 13 floors, 13th floor is always missing, and people think that's a bad omen, but it's not, it's all about coming together. It's all about being connected to the spirit realm, so it's just kind of reprogramming our mind into thinking about this universal language in a positive light because the vibrations are all positive.
thank you so much. I have another question with regards to your guides and communicating with your guides and speaking with your guides. So is there a specific way that we should address our guides when we're asking for something or asking for clarity or guidance, or when we want to speak to them, or we need help, or, is there a specific way that we should be addressing them?
Great question. So, like you were saying earlier, Alex, about identifying with your spirit guide, which is your grandmother, right? Um, one of my spirit guides is my grandmother as well. So the way I evoke her is I would gather things that she loves, right? I have her favorite perfume with me. I have a bag of coins because she always kept coins around. So I would gather things that I remember that she loved, um, and then I would literally call her into existence through my meditation, and ask her to be with me. Even me just spraying her perfume on me for her to be with me. So it's about being creative. And this is what the angels, they want you to use your creativity and your innovation and thinking outside the box in moving in connecting with them and moving along your path. So um, I would say, especially for your spirit guides, if you know of them, find out something about them, and then put it on your altar when you're meditating. Like, even if you know their name, write their name down. And when you're writing it down, think of them so that the vibration and your intention of the vibration is put into your pen as you're writing. And then place that on your altar and then call them into existence, like, so it's just being creative in ways. A favorite color, buy a candle in the favorite color of your spirit guide. You know what I mean? Their favorite flower, whatever it takes to evoke them, because they're going to show up because you brought them their favorite things or something that they really, really enjoyed during their time here in this physical world. So that's my number one way of connecting with my spirit guides, is through the things they love. Yeah.
I love that. It wasn't too long ago, actually, I asked my dad, what his mum's favorite perfume was, you know, because obviously I didn't get to know her, so I do ask a lot of questions about that, so that resonated again.
Yes, yes. Even photos. I forgot. Photos are amazing, by the
Yeah.
way. Photos are perfect to raise that vibration and to evoke your spirit guides into your particular space where you are right now. But with all of that, they're always with you. They're literally right there with you. Because once they ascend, yes, their new mission becomes you, you know? Their mission in the spiritual world becomes you, the ones that they love, and they're always there working hard. They work hard. Like I give you a quick experience. Like my sister, um, she lives in Texas, and we both evoke our grandmother, when we need her. But there was a week or two where we both needed her at the same time, okay? And then she was showing up, and it's just a little comical, but it's true. I'm like, wow, she is moving through space and time to make sure that she's here to help us, with answering questions or guide us along the way or give us information we need to move forward or whatever. So their mission in the angelic realm is to assist us here on earth.
I love that, and it's so like comforting to know that as well.
Yeah.
I have one last question before I see if anyone else has any questions. So there are times when we are experiencing like many numbers all at the same time in a synchronistic way. So I can see one number on number plates, or like if I'm running and I just happen to look at a door number and it's the same number, like these things, and it's like multiple synchronicities in a week or something. So is there like these like obviously little messages all coming at once, but then is there a bigger message that we need to decipher or like put together?
So are these numbers all the same number, or there's just a sequence of various numbers?
It'll be like sequences of various numbers throughout the week. So let's say like on Tuesday I'm seeing 444 everywhere, and then the next day I'm seeing 28 everywhere, and then the next day, these are just examples, right?
Right,
And then the
right.
next day I'm seeing like 333 everywhere, because there have been times, because usually with me, right, if I'm going through a phase of like, so 444 has been my synchronistic number, my angel number for like a long time, for like maybe the past couple years. Before that, I was seeing 8 and 888 everywhere, like 8s or 888, for like a good couple years. But then there are like weeks when I'm seeing synchronistic numbers. It doesn't happen all the time. It could be like, here and there throughout the year. It's just like a week or there. But it's like synchronistic numbers, but loads of them throughout the week. Like, is there a bigger message there?
Absolutely, absolutely. I wanted to show you, okay, this is just one. I don't know if you can kind of see, but
Wow.
this is just an hour, right? And I just wanted to show you this. So what I have found that works for me, and this is using my creativity, right? And intuition, because intuitively, I was like, okay, let me start writing these numbers down in order of the synchronicity, right? And then going back and then checking each number. And on my stories, on my Instagram page, on Angel Radio podcast page, in my stories, I started to like post each number in that order that I wrote it down of when I received it. And when I went back to look at it, it was literally it was like a reading, a reading to, and they all correlated together, as far as like the message. Like one could say like, uh, the angels are here to purify your thoughts. The next number could say, so keep the faith in your angels and yourself. And then the next one will say, you know, serving humanity is how you will get to your divine soul mission. Like it'll just go in order, you know. And this is something I really just tapped into when documenting a series of numbers that happen all at one time. Because there are times when the numbers, and this is when I'm driving too, the numbers, if I see one angel number, another one will pop up, and then another one. And everywhere I look, I grab the numbers and I'm like, okay, this is too much, this is too much. But I just write them down in that order and then go back and research the number. And then it's literally like a verse from the Bible. I mean, it literally can be, and I'm just using the Bible as an example, right, of verses in a chapter, you know? So, but they all are connected together. But in your sequences, Alex, um, it literally is tapped into your thought process, like whatever you're thinking about. And I know this can be tough sometimes because, I mean, how many thoughts we have in a minute? I mean, what, thousands of thoughts? You know what I mean? But that number, when you see it, it's so important that we stop. And sometimes it may be hard to stop to do that, but finding a creative way to document it, document your thought, even if it's like 2 words from your thought, just to, so when you get the time to go back and research it, you'll know what you were thinking about. And if you get really good, you remember what you were thinking about without even writing it down. You just wrote the number down. Like, oh yeah, I was thinking about this, and 22 popped up. So, okay, this goes with that thought. I would just say definitely get creative with the way you document your angel numbers. And if there's a sequence of numbers that come at you, write them in order, right? And go back and check them out because they all are connected together. The messages in each number are all connected into the ultimate message that you are receiving from your angels. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that because when it happens, like it doesn't always happen. I'm like, oh, I'm getting a big message here. I need to.
Uh-huh. And it's usually something like when like 444. The message is thousands of angels are with you now. That's literally what it is. Thousands of angels are with you now. So it's probably a moment where you're, and for all of us, because this happens to me too, like when I'm in extreme doubt mode, you know, or like um, I'm at a point where I'm giving up for that moment. Like I gave up in that moment, you know what I mean? And or I can't figure something out, you know? 444 will pop up on me and comfort me with encouragement and just kind of give me that boost, like a cheerleader or a coach or something. Like, you got this. Like, you don't worry, you got this. Like, just keep going. Everything is right. You know, you tripped a little bit. That's fine. That's why we're here. We're gonna pick you up. We're gonna dust you off. We're gonna keep you going. You know what I mean? So 444. If anybody, anywhere, whenever you see it, just smile because your angels are right there encouraging you to move forward with whatever doubt you have, just like moving it from you. And ask them, like, please beautify my thoughts right now. I do that a lot too. Like, please beautify my thoughts because I need it, you know? Throughout the day, there's times where it could be something so small that just kind of turns your day upside down. But being exercising that muscle of asking for help when you need it.
And the angels can be like extraterrestrials as well, right? From other dimensions.
Oh yes, absolutely. Like that's when you really like vibrating high, you know. And that's the enlightenment, or that's the levels that we're all spiritually conscious people here are trying to achieve. We're trying to get up there and um, you know, remove all this toxicity from our lives so that we are light enough to be spiritually aware and connect with other dimensions, connect with other guides, because I don't feel like, you know, our guides are only our deceased loved ones. I feel like we gain new spirit guides along the way, we gain new angels in our, in our life according to what we're asking for, right? Like I was saying about Archangel Gabriel. He works tirelessly for protection, right? So evoke him in, right? If you ever have a supernatural moment where you connect with an archangel, um, and you consciously evoke them in, through crystals, color, like Gabriel, blue, loves blue, right? Incense, sandalwood, that loves sandalwood. Like when you're doing this research, like gathering those things, right? And then asking to connect with other spirit guides or angels from different dimensions as we move into this fifth dimension, because this is where it's going to start happening, where our vibration, right now, we're not even in control of this free energy that's going to come our way soon, where, if you've been looking, reading a lot of conscious stuff, it's all about healing, right? Ancestral healing, healing ourselves, removing all this toxicity, removing all these things from us. This is the reason why this is happening, because we're moving into a new dimension where all of this free energy that has been hoarded for material gain or monetary gain for others has been hoarded. So it's going to be kind of like the levees are going to break, and all of this free energy is going to come through. And if you're not consciously aware of this, and you haven't dealt with um, all of the debris in your life, right? And dealt with, your pain, overcoming your pain. If you're not loving yourself, um, if you're not listening to your intuition, then you're gonna miss out, and it's gonna affect you in a negative way. All these free energies. But that, I feel like that's for another conversation. But yes, to your question, Alex, you can connect with other angels and celestial beings from different dimensions as you ascend. Mm-hmm.
Does anyone else have any other questions? You can feel free to come off mute.
Life is like a river. Go with it, resist your emotions. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, I always think of like the ocean as like this incubator where you're just floating and you allow yourself to float, and you're receiving all of these blessings within you to purify you in that moment, you know, uh, and to receive all this information. And yes, it's shadow work. Yes, all of it. Everything we're doing right now is like when you're facing your fears, when you're you're facing all the things that have held you back in your life for whatever reason, people, places, things, ideas, all these all of these things in a bowl that could distract us from our soul mission. Um, these angel numbers will literally bring us back to a spiritual reality, okay? Where we're able to connect with them and communicate with them, because they always want to communicate with us. Always. Always.
Amazing. Thank you so much for your time, O'Neal. I really appreciate you. The presentation was amazing. Do you want to tell people where and how they can reach you if they want to get in contact with you?
Sure, sure. So you can find me on Instagram at Angel Radio Podcast. Also, you can go to my website, o'nealwyche.com. I'll put it here in the chat. And I'll also put the link for the Angel Radio Calculator if anyone's interested in going a little bit deeper down the rabbit hole of what these angelic numbers mean for you personally. So that's where really Angel Radio is. Also, Angel Radio Podcast. I'm sorry, Angel Radio on Spotify. There we go. Angel Radio on Spotify, and that's where you can find my podcast where I discuss all like lots of numbers, and I'm still, uploading more numbers this month. The first season was there was a few numbers, but they were like 45 to an hour, you know, and these. So I started to do the shorter ones because I feel like everyone's busy. Like a little short insert, of the numbers. So I did that for season 2, which is also really beneficial. If you see your number there, it's hear me talking about the number again in a more direct way, so you can get the message and you can move forward, with your plan. So yeah, that's where you can find me. I'm gonna put this in the chat right now. And
I'll also include it on I'll send it around to everyone as well in the email and
okay,
on the YouTube. But yeah, thank you so much, O'Neal. As I said, like, I'm so grateful for you and your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I look forward to next time. Thanks so much for your time.
Always welcome.
Thank you to everyone. I appreciate your time.
Thanks, guys. See you all next week.
Bye.